Now, switching gears, we are going to be speaking about women in business. Joining me this morning via Zoom, it's Carla Williams Johnson, and she's a media marketing specialist. Good morning, Carla.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I'm excited for this chat because, social media marketing and marketing on the whole is something that, well, I want to learn more about, and it's something that really helps entrepreneurs to really push their businesses forward and get them to the next level and become a little more successful. So, tell us a little bit of your background in marketing, especially social media marketing.
Well, I love to call myself a media marketing specialist because what I love to do is show people all the different ways that they can market their business, social media included. And I think what happens is a lot of people, they get caught up in the social media aspect of things and they don't realize that there's so many other ways to promote your business based on who you are, what you do, who you want to serve, and those sorts of things. So, what I try to do is give people a holistic approach to
Right.
marketing their business.
All right. And you yourself, well, you've done quite a few things in the industry, and you're one that you actually have some accolades on your belt. Could you tell us about some of your publications with Forbes and Huffington Post and the like?
Yes, I actually have been featured in Forbes, Huffington Post, Thrive Global, Home Business Magazine, and even some publications right here in Trinidad and Tobago. My goal is
Wonderful.
really to show Caribbean people, we should not be, held back by our borders, right? We are global people, we're a global business, and we can reach people globally through the use of media and social media as well.
So now that we have outlined your level of competency in the field, can you give us some tips, when it comes to marketing and social media marketing that entrepreneurs can use to help make their businesses more visible and to
Oh,
increase
sure.
profitability?
So I realize that right now, especially with COVID-19, a lot of people, they're just posting for posting's sake. And I would say, I would strongly suggest that you have a strategy. Like, what are you trying to do? Who are you trying to connect with? Yes, we understand that you're trying to sell a product, but what is the emotional connection that you want people to have
Right.
with your product and service? Because that's what people want. They want to be connected to your product emotionally. They don't just buy products, they buy through emotion. Another thing is that I've seen is that a lot of people, they're not very consistent, right? They post
Right.
now and we don't hear from them for like another 2 or 3 weeks.
This guy
That
right here.
that gives the impression that you're not really in business, right? You
Right.
need to post consistently at least 3 times a week. Right now during COVID, I would suggest every day, but I understand every day could be a little, daunting, but at least 3 times a week, you need to keep your feed up to date and you need to keep, your people engaged, your community engaged. People want to know what's going on with you, what's happening. And that's the third thing. Don't be afraid to post the behind the scenes, like,
Right.
what are
Right.
we doing, how are we coping. I'm a mom of two. I don't have homeschooling, right? But
Okay.
my
Okay.
children, my daughter is 20 and my son is 2, right? So I have these 2 children that I have to deal with while working from home, and people want to know how it is I handle that, how I deal with it. So don't be afraid to post it behind the scenes. That is a great way to connect with people on a deeper level because then they see, this person is an actual real life human being dealing with a lot of things just like me. Let
Right.
me,
Right.
lean in closer and hear what they have to say. That is the kind of connection you need to make on social media right now.
Now, in the Caribbean and specifically Trinidad and Tobago, people they tend to have some difficulty sometimes, breaking through certain barriers, especially on the international scale. How can us Caribbean people use our uniqueness to really break through those barriers and have a global impact?
Let me tell you, when I first discovered the fact that people love our accent, they love how we do things, they love our music. Oh gosh, they love it more than I, which I think is impossible, right? But I think once we embrace that we're different and people love different, they don't want the same thing all the time. You just have to put yourself out there. You just have to send the pitch, make the call, send the email, right? And connect with these people like I've done and really put myself outside of Trinidad and Tobago, both regionally and internationally. So one of the things I would encourage every single person that's listening today or is watching today, don't let the fact that, you're from the Caribbean hinder you. It's actually a great thing. People
Okay.
want to know more about us. Just use it to your advantage.
That is great. And when it comes to offline marketing and getting engagement and such, how does one go about that in this digital age?
Oh, well, definitely things have changed because of COVID, but I would always recommend, the use of publicity. There are podcasts, there are magazine
Mm.
interviews, there are online publications that are always looking for you to guest blog. These are ways that you can show up to your target audience in a different way, right? And really connect with them again through your knowledge and experience and expertise. And then the good thing about it is that you can now drive these people to your page. You can drive them to your website. You can drive them to whatever it is that you want to sell. So it's really a good way to kind of leverage the audience of
Right.
someone else once you share that audience obviously, and really drive them to where you want to go.
And throwing in some shameless plugs once in a while, right?
Yes.
And speaking of the pandemic, how have you had to pivot your business during this time?
What I realized, and it's something that I shared with my clients as well, when the pandemic hit, I said, you know what, we may not be in control of a lot of things because at the time we really didn't know what was going on, what was happening, what was going to happen. We're not in control of a lot of things, but we are in control of our brand awareness, right? We are in control of the people who see us, who hear us consistently. So I basically advise my clients and myself to use the media to my advantage. So as I
Right.
mentioned to you, interviews, podcasts, written features, and that has really done well for both myself and my clients, right? We've
Right.
gotten in like Business Insider and all of these fabulous places. And so much so that when things started to relax and businesses started to open back in maybe June, July, clients remembered us, right? They remembered us like, oh, I remember you were in so, and let me call you because I need so. And it created such a fabulous effect that my clients and myself were enjoying the returns of the publicity and the brand awareness that we did early on. So I would strongly recommend again, use the media to your advantage, social
Right.
media and otherwise, to really put yourself out there.
All right. And all right. So for people, all right. Let me put myself in a bad light right now, right? People like me who I don't like to live on my phone. I don't like to be on social media all day, but I do have to promote my business and the things I
Yeah,
do as well.
yeah.
What advice would you give to somebody like me who doesn't like to live on their phone every day, but I still need to stay consistent? What do you tell people like me?
Okay, I need to raise my hand because I am exactly like you. I do not like to live on social media,
Right.
but there are tools that you can use to schedule. Once you have a strategy in place, there are tools that you can use to schedule your social media. I personally use Hootsuite, HOOTSUITE, Hootsuite,
Hmm.
and I schedule for the month because I already know what I plan to do, what's happening, so it's only if something really happens outside that I
Right.
would, right? But there are other media scheduling systems. There's Meet Edgar, there's Foxpod, there's a few others, and a lot of them are free, right? A lot of them are free. So I would strongly recommend that you sign up and you sit down one day a week. If you want to schedule for the week, sit down on
Right.
a weekend and just schedule for the week. Listen to me, it is so wonderful the freedom that you have when you don't have to sit in front of the computer or in
Right.
front of the phone to be posting all the time. It is
Yeah.
so freeing.
All right. Well, Carl, I want to thank you so much and congratulations on all the wonderful work you've done so far. And thank you for the tips as well, because I know I definitely have some work to do myself. But I want to thank you for joining us this morning and I wish
Thank
you the
you for
very
having
best.
me. Thank you for having me. Thank you. Enjoy your day.
All right. You too. Have a great one.